Welcome to the campus of Western Washington University for this huge GNAC battle tonight between the Western Washington Vikings and the visiting Central Washington Wildcats. I'm Sean Wally, joined tonight by Butch Kamina. A big battle tonight, Wildcats and Vikings.
Vikings come in fourth in the GNAC. Central comes in fifth. This is a crucial game for seeding in the postseason tournament, especially because Central claimed a 72-60 victory in Ellensburg, so the Vikings really need this. These two teams end up in a tie. You want to have that tiebreaker at the end. So.
Absolutely, a big game tonight. The Vikings come in losing 2 in a row, which is not normal this season. They had their first home loss Thursday night.
Yeah, it was a tough loss. Northwest Nazarene, one of the top teams in the conference, along with Anchorage. The Vikings had beaten them in Napa earlier in the year, and turnovers hurt them a little bit. And just some critical moments down the stretch where they couldn't get over the hump, but looked to bounce back in the winning track tonight.
Good news for the Vikings. They have gone 6-2 over their last 8, so you really can't fault them for losing 2 in a row when they've won 6 out of 8.
No, they've been on a good roll, and you get into sort of the dog days of the season here. We're still a couple weeks away from the tournament. All the teams in the conference are battling injuries at this point in the year, and so you just want to fight through and grab every victory that you can down the stretch.
Central Washington comes in 14-9 overall, 9-6 on the conference season. And as you mentioned, Butch, the Vikings lost 72-62 back on January 16th in Ellensburg. This Wildcat team, hard to know what you're going to get because they were the preseason #1 pick in the conference.
No, but they definitely have some weapons. Alexis Pana, the conference preseason player of the year, almost 14 points a game, leads the conference in assists at 5 a game. They have a couple interesting players off the bench. Janae Richardson is the niece of former NBA player Chauncey Billups, and then Samantha Bowman, a 6'2 sophomore, had 27 points the other night off the bench at Simon Fraser, 20 of them in the first half. So definitely a weapon to go to when they go to their bench.
We're looking for a great matchup tonight here in the GNAC. It's the Wildcats visiting the Vikings. Up next on Vikings TV.
Good evening and welcome to Carver Gymnasium for our annual Pink Night and the contest featuring the Western Washington University Vikings and the Central Washington University Wildcats. Fans, at this time, if you would please rise and remove your hats, we will honor America with the playing of our national anthem, performed this evening by the Western Washington University Pep Band. Thank you, Viking Band. Fans, tonight we welcome back one of the Viking greats as our honorary coach, and what better person to have on the bench this evening on Pink Night than Taylor Peacock. One of the best players in program history, Taylor is second all-time in Western Washington University history with 1,940 career points, and was an All-American as a senior in 2016-17. And as great of a player as she was on the court, she is even more courageous as she battles cancer. Fans, at this time, if you would please direct your attention to the video screen and join us as we welcome back to Carver Gym tonight's honorary Pink coach, Taylor Peacock.
One of those players that makes the other players around her better.
Peacock, pull up jumper, got it. Complete game, does everything.
Peacock, she's been the dangerous player.
But she definitely has put her mark on this game.
Here comes Peacock, she is relentless.
Bench coach on Pink Night, Taylor Peacock. Now fans, here are the starting lineups. First from the visiting Central Washington Wildcats, as announced by their head coach, Randy Richardson-Thorney. Coach Richardson-Thorney is assisted by Jessica Richardson and Camille Diaz. Fans, let's welcome to the court number 11, Tori Maeda. Number 13, Taylor Shaw. Number 14, Alexis Pana. Number 20, Kaylee Flores. And number 24, Cassidy Malcolm. Fans, the Central Washington Wildcats. Viking fans, are you ready? And now here's the starting lineup for your home team, the Western Washington University Vikings, as announced by our head coach, Carmen Dolfo. Coach Dolfo is assisted by Stacy Terrell, Kayla Burnson, and Zach Phelps, including our honorary bench coach, Taylor Peacock. Fans, let's welcome to the court a 5'10" sophomore from Everson, Washington, number 1, Avery Dykstra. A 5'6" senior from Ellensburg, Washington, number 3, Lexi Bland. A 6' junior from Tumwater, Washington, number 12, Emma Duff. A 5'8" junior from Arlington, Washington, number 22, Gracie Castaneda. And a 6'3" senior from Evergreen, Colorado, number 44, Anna Schwecke. Fans, these are your Western Washington Vikings!
Have a cough button now.
Welcome inside Carver Gym on the campus of Western Washington University. As you see, it is Pink Night, Vikings against Cancer, as the Vikings host the Central Washington Wildcats in a big GNAC battle. Good evening, I'm Sean Wally, joined tonight by Butch Kamina, filling in for Ben Bagley.
Always good to be here, Sean. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for joining me. I don't want to talk 24/7. No one wants to hear that, right?
Well, some people might, but we've got a good battle here tonight, don't we? Two teams well in the conference race for positioning in the conference tournament. Two arch rivals that go way back. Central's won the last 4 meetings, but the Vikings won the previous 5 before that, to see if they can get things level for the season tonight after losing in Ellensburg earlier in the year.
Just goes to show you never know what's going to happen. As we mentioned in the open, the Wildcats were the preseason GNAC number 1 team in the conference, as voted on by the coaches. And here they sit, coming into this game at 9-6 in conference, 1 game behind the 10-5 Vikings. Here we go. Wildcats begin with the basketball. Down low, that's Malcolm, and she gets the shot up and in. 2-0 Wildcats. Vikings their first possession.
Got it into the post really quickly to Cassidy Malcolm there, and a good finish.
Dykstra, Schwecke, not normally where she is, out beyond the three-point line. The senior leadership of Lexi Bland out of, ironically, Ellensburg, Washington. To the rack, she misses the layup, but there's Schwecke, the rebound and putback.
These two teams lead the conference in field goal percentage. They're high in rebounding margin. Both inside games really strong.
We are knotted at 2. Malcolm, left-hand dribble in the lane. Schwecke the block, and she gets the loose ball ahead to Bland. Lexi Bland into the lane. Stops, pops, rims in. 4-2 Vikings their first lead.
Nice decision by Lexi there to pull up, not take it all the way, get about an 8-footer that was kind of quick turnover here.
Kickball called as Castaneda was fighting for the loose ball. It'll be Wildcat basketball. And Bland, that last score, Butch, she was so great last game in the loss Thursday night, yet she fouled out in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and they missed her down the stretch for sure.
Wildcats down by 2 with the basketball. Malcolm working on Schwecke. The nice move in the lane, shot is short, rebounds. Anna Schwecke comes away with it. She is a woman possessed under the basket. Bland attacking the rack, goes up strong, shot is short. Malcolm the rebound. Good Bland on defense. Cassidy Malcolm in the lane is fouled.
Lexi Bland has come out aggressive tonight, attacking the rim. Got caught on a switch there to guard Malcolm, which isn't easy, but that's part of the Viking defensive scheme. They're going to switch a lot. That's going to happen sometimes.
Castaneda hit with the foul. Attacking the rack, that's Flores. Her shot doesn't go. Offensive rebounds and putback by Cassidy Malcolm. Shot doesn't go, but she is fouled. She'll get 2 shots. Emma Duff hit with her first foul for Western Washington as Katrina Jamaica checks in and Gracie Castaneda will take a seat. To the line for the Wildcats, Cassidy Malcolm, the junior, out of Ellensburg, Washington. She didn't have to go far for her college roots.
No, not at all. Central, a very good free throw shooting team, 76% on the year, up at the top of the conference, and that Malcolm herself just under 80.
First free throw good, second perfect.
Did they wave that off?
Looks like they did wave off the second free throw due to a lane violation. 4-3 Vikings, 7:48 remaining first quarter. Vikings have the basketball. Senior Lexi Bland from Ellensburg, Washington, decided to come west. Look at, wow, under the basket, the reverse off the window. It's 6-3 Vikings. Bland is on fire.
She's one assist short of 300. She doesn't look like she's going to pass the ball tonight. She's just attacking the rim at every chance.
Vikings by 3. Wildcats looking to answer. Pana, the jumper, off the front of the iron. Rebound to Schwecke, ahead to who else? Bland. Bland attacking the, look at that bounce pass, but the ball is loose, out of bounds. Last touch by the Wildcats. But what a drive by Bland, and her being able to have the vision for that bounce pass. Now they're giving the ball to the Wildcats. Vikings aren't arguing on the bench. Coach Dolfo just clapping for her squad. Mayada to Flores. Wildcats with 14 to shoot. Looking down low, they throw it too high, and Dykstra comes away with it. Back come the Vikings. Bland for 3. Wow, Lexi Bland had her Wheaties.
I've watched Lexi Bland for 4 years. I don't know if I've ever seen her come out this aggressively looking to score as much as she has tonight.
It's 8-3 Vikings here on Pink Night. Vikings against cancer. Alexis Pana outside. The Wildcats go now. They swing it to Mayada. Her 3 doesn't go. Ball is loose on the floor, saved by the Wildcats. Flores goes baseline, and a foul is called on Emma Duff of the Vikings.
Got caught just a bit there as Flores turned the corner, but Carmen Duff was pointing out maybe that Flores had a forearm out, that she was swinging a little bit.
Molly Olson checks in. Emma Duff is out with those 2 fouls for Western Washington. Apparently there is a game clock issue. Head coach of Central Washington, Randy Richardson Thornley, noting that the clock was running, she says, for roughly 20 seconds. And so the officials will head to scorer's table and probably the monitor to review everything.
We had the play-by-play with 6:16. Looks like that's where they are going to go.
So no need for video review, which saves our replay people up in broadcast mission control, up in the penthouse here at Carver Gym. Vikings on defense, Wildcat basketball. They go down low on the block. Nice shot, but it's missed by Taylor Shaw. Back come the Vikings. Lexi Bland's been on a mission. She finds Anna Schwecke, who lays it up and in with the left hand. It's 10-3 Vikings.
And there is assist number 300 from career for Lexi Bland, the 19th Viking in school history to reach that mark.
Vikings wanted an offensive foul on Mayada. They don't get it. The long 3 by Flores is missed. Vikings the rebound. Avery Dykstra across half court. Into the lane. She stops, picks up the dribble. Ball knocked away. She finds Lexi Bland. It's a 7-point Viking lead. Bland gets it back. Drives the right side of the lane. Should have taken the shot. Instead, she tried to pass it to Anna Schwecke, and it's overthrown out of bounds. Kelsey Rogers checks in for the Vikings. Schwecke to the bench.
Not a horrible look, but a pass that's too high for the 6'3". Schwecke is probably not going to be caught on anybody on the floor tonight. So.
For the Wildcats, Janae Richardson and Samantha Bowman into the game for Central.
Bowman had 27 points at Simon Fraser off the bench the other night, 20 of those in the first half.
Vikings have to be wary of where she is on the floor. Open for three, knocking it down. That is Cassidy Malcolm, the junior. It's 10-6 Vikings.
That's a surprise. She's only hit 6 before that all year, 6 of 25.
Avery Dykstra, the jumper, is good. It rattles home. 12-6 Vikings, 4:48 to play, first quarter. Trying to get the nice bounce pass in the lane. Lexi Bland says, I don't think so. She finds Avery Dykstra to the rack. It is 14-6 Vikings, 4:30 left, first quarter.
Western is really pushing the pace early here. A lot of fast break buckets, and Bland leading that assault.
Central needing to answer. A three on the way is missed by Alexis Pana, but the rebound is put back and in. 14-8. Wildcats inch closer. The bucket by Cassidy Malcolm.
All 8 points for Central by Cassidy Malcolm to this point.
Great observation, Butch. I hadn't noticed that, and that is very true. Jamaica going strong to the lane. Shot not even close. Here come the Wildcats. Alexis Pana drives baseline. Ball loose. Who comes away with it? It's Jamaica and the Vikings. Jamaica traveling is the obvious call right there. It's 14-8 Western Washington over Central Washington in the Battle of the Washingtons. 3 minutes, 37 seconds left. First quarter here on Vikings TV.
Quality food brings people together. So we continue to provide the best and freshest food available. Every day, we reach out, finding the best producers right here in our backyard. At Hagen, we partner with passionate local producers, farmers, and fishers to find you the best sustainable, fresh, and organic food. Hagen, Northwest Fresh since 1933.
I would summarize my experience at Western as I was a guarded, nerdy kid who loved to perform, who allowed herself to put in the time and effort to carve herself into something.
Jump in the trunk, jump in the trunk,
And whatever that was has led me to where I am right now, to be a fully realized woman. And I'm really thankful for the time and the effort that I put in for myself, because if I didn't do it, no one else was going to.
It is pink night here inside Carver Gym. Vikings against cancer. Who isn't against cancer?
No.
Everybody.
A fight we should all be involved in.
Even Victory Viking wearing his pink in that muscle shirt of his. Man, I wish I had those arms.
You're working on it.
Sean Wally alongside Butch Kamina on Vikings TV and GNAC.TV. Thank you for tuning in on this Saturday evening as the Western Washington women's basketball team leads Central Washington 14-8 as you see head coach Carmen Dolfo of the Vikings talking to her squad.
The Vikings off to a red-hot start here. 7 of 10 from the field, 70%. Central just 3 of 11, 27%. That's the early 6-point lead, but the key right now for Western would be to slow down Cassidy Malcolm, who's got all of Central's 8 points to this point and also 4 of their 5 rebounds. So.
Butch, you've got one of those pink, I don't even know what to call that, grass skirts?
Oh, yeah.
That we saw by one of the band members.
Yeah.
As we are waiting for officials to figure out. They were looking at something as they were checking out something with Anna Schwecke here, whether or not she was fouled maybe. Not exactly sure, but we're back to action. Wildcat basketball. Alexis Pana Dribble between the legs, off the screen. Kelsey Rogers on her. She's in front of the Viking bench. To Malcolm. Nice pass in the lane, moving without the basketball. That is Samantha Bowman. The first score not by Cassidy Malcolm.
She did have the assist.
Very true. She's involved in everything they do here tonight. Rogers, the jumper is good. Kelsey Rogers makes it 16-10 Vikings.
For those of us of a certain age, that looks like Karl Malone on the elbow there. Just turn and face and knock that thing down.
Just don't let him shoot free throws.
That's, well, not in critical situations at least, no.
He takes forever. Driving the lane, that's Richardson. Shot is short. Back comes Bland and the Vikings. Ahead to Molly Olson out of Napa Vine, Washington. Molly on the block, picks up the dribble. Finds Coleman. She can't convert.
Oh, what a great look, though.
Back comes Central Washington. Getting their direction from Coach Richardson Thornley. Alexis Pana, top of the key. Pana, the skip pass. Outside they go. The wide open three is in from Brianna Piacanone.
Well done. Pana leads the conference in assists. You see why there, that penetration and kick. Really good look for the open shot.
16-13, Vikings by 3. Molly Olson looks to add 3. She cannot. The rim says no thank you. Back come the Wildcats. Final 2 minutes of quarter number 1 in Bellingham, Washington. Richardson, the niece of Chauncey Billups, former NBA player. Alexis Pana being guarded by senior leader Lexi Bland. 7 to shoot. Pana loses the basketball out of bounds off her leg. It'll be Viking basketball.
A host of substitutions coming in here. So 3 for Western, 2 for Central.
Almost a hockey line change, if you will. Avery Dykstra, Lexi Bland, Gracie Castaneda. Well, Lexi Bland checks out now as Castaneda enters the game. Molly Olson. Carly Zaragoza into the game for the first time as the Vikings go big with Anna Schwecke also down low.
The true double post look here.
Zaragoza on the left block. One dribble and up. She is fouled, and Zaragoza heads to the line for 2 shots.
Carly Zaragoza is an excellent post scorer. Took some time to learn the system, particularly at the defensive end with the foul on Flores there. But you can throw the ball in the block. She's going to finish for you.
As a freshman, she's doing amazing things. It was about a month ago. She had season highs in points and rebounds, and I had her on the post game, interviewed her. She's just so gracious and willing to learn from the Kelsey Rogers of the world, the Anna Schweckes of the world.
Union Mine High School, just in the foothills outside Sacramento. I believe they reached the state quarterfinals last year in their division in California.
18-13 after Zaragoza hits the free throws. Back come the Central Washington Wildcats. Offensive foul is called on the screen. That foul on Samantha Bowman. It'll be Viking basketball as Dykstra will inbounds.
Set the initial screen and then tried to reset before Dykstra had fought through. So.
Final minutes of quarter number 1. Vikings with the basketball up by 5. Schwecke to Zaragoza. Outside to Olson, driving baseline. Goes up strong, no foul called. She gets it back. She is bumped, fouled. Basket is good. Molly Olson a chance at a 3-point play.
The value of persistence. Olson drives, gets the initial shot blocked. The quick rebound, and as we'll see here on the replay, Molly Olson gets off the floor very quickly, just bounce right back with the finish and the harm.
Molly Olson out of Napa Vine, Washington. Misses the free throw, rebound to the Wildcats. Vikings by 7, 20-13. 3 fouls apiece for each team. Almost thought that was coming to me, but instead, Taylor Peacock, who has a lot of knowledge here in Carver Gym.
I'm surprised Taylor didn't shoot it.
No doubt. Final 30 seconds of quarter number 1. Vikings up 7. Wildcats down 7 with the basketball. 3 from the top is missed. And an offensive foul on the rebound over the back. Foul called on Kaylee Flores.
That's a break there. Taylor Shaw, one of the best three-point shooters in the conference, and had an open look and missed it.
23.9 left. Vikings can hold for the final shot if they choose. Shot clock is off. 15 seconds remaining. First quarter. Castaneda to Carly Zaragoza. She's going strong in the lane. Doesn't care about the time. Misses the shot, gets her own rebound. Second putback doesn't go, but a foul is called. Zaragoza heading to the free throw line yet again.
Just a deceptively quick first step, Sean. Get that ball at the elbow and just blew by the defender. Missed the initial one, but will end up going to the line here for 2. And is that the 3rd foul on Flores? So for their 3rd leading scorer, I doubt we would see her much at all the rest of the half now.
Wouldn't be smart for the Wildcats to play anyone with 3 fouls. Zaragoza missed that free throw. She gets one more. Vikings up 7, 20-13.
Flores comes in averaging 12.3 points, 6.8 rebounds, a key cog for the Wildcats.
Carly's second free throw is good. 21-13. Final 5 seconds, quarter number 1. Alexis Pana driving all the way to the rack, lays it up and in. What a finish for Central Washington.
Coast to coast, got a great screen at half court and just accelerated to the rim and finished. You have to give her credit for a great end-to-end attack there.
Vikings need to stop the penetration, and they did not. Pana lays it up and in. After quarter number 1, Vikings up 21-15. 10 minutes of play done here in the books as you take a look at the Western Washington bench.
So this is the Crush Cancer night, the Vikings against Cancer, and the honorary coach tonight is Taylor Peacock, the former All-America guard for the Vikings, who has been fighting cancer, still under treatment. So Taylor, a wonderful player. Her senior year in 2016-17, the leading scorer in NCAA Division II at 23 points a game. You're going to see her standing there with a little cap just behind the huddle. And 23.9 points a game, an All-American that year, the second leading scorer in Western history with 1,940 points. Just a complete offensive player, Sean. And we can...
Take a look at Lexi Bland. As you mentioned, her 300th assist.
Yes. Lexi Bland, 300 assists, 19th in school history. A neat night to do it. When you're doing it, you're from Ellensburg. You're doing it against Central Washington, doing it with a high school teammate on the floor for the Wildcats as well. And a reflection of a great career that Lexi has had at Western. Just a complete player in so many different ways. So
it's got to feel a little bit extra special for Lexi, as you said, to do it against her hometown college team maybe they did want her, maybe they didn't want her, but she chose Western Washington, and she's very happy here in Bellingham.
Well, and we're certainly not going to complain about that choice, and we're going to be completely supportive of it in a lot of different ways, right?
Absolutely.
Given our perspective, but and she did play with and it's kind of funny because Cassidy Malcolm, her high school teammate, was the best player in the first quarter for the Wildcats. So
I don't know if the cameras can hear us, but cam 1, cam 2, if you tilt down just a hair on that Viking huddle. It's awesome to see. They all have matching socks, black on pink at the top here on Pink Night.
Yeah, right. The pink showing up right over the ankle guards there, and
there we go. Nice job, Matt.
It almost looks like trim, doesn't it? It's really nicely done.
It's almost fluorescent. Yeah. Highlighter pink.
Right? Oh, yeah.
Well, it's kind of my shirt as well.
That's true.
Nice job, Matt. Good job on the baseline, buddy. We're waiting on quarter number 2. Officials were looking at a few things on the replay monitor. And it's 21-15 Vikings over the Wildcats after 10 minutes of play. As you look at Carmen Dolfo talking to her 5 on the floor, which will be Molly Olson, Avery Dykstra, Carly Zaragoza, Anna Schwecke, and senior leader Lexi Bland.
So what they were looking at, and I couldn't catch who they gave it to, but they're saying that Flores only has 2 fouls.
Not 3.
That's correct.
Okay. There is Avery Dykstra getting set to inbound the ball at center court. Dykstra to Bland. Olsen, left-hand dribble going baseline. Picks up her dribble, finds Zaragoza somehow. Anna Schwecke, the left hand. How do you stop that? 23-15 Vikings.
That's why she's shooting over 60% from the field this year. You just can't stop it very well.
Alexis Pana. Avery Dykstra on defense. Pana going with the right hand. Wide open on the far side for 3. It's good. The triple is down and in for Taylor Shaw. It's 23-18 Vikings.
45% three-point shooter on the season, so you don't want to give her an open look.
That sounds like WNBA material. 3 seconds in the key on Lexi Bland. She had nowhere to go and didn't pass the ball. So it'll be Wildcat basketball.
So to give the full story on that foul, there was a foul at the end of the quarter. They called it on Flores, which would have been her 3rd. In fact, it was on Samantha Bowman, which was her 2nd. So 2 players with 2, but Flores not in the deep trouble that we initially thought she was.
Wildcats down 5. Pana again. The nice sizzle pass for 3. Back-to-back threes by Taylor Shaw. The Vikings need to be aware of that.
That is a pure stroke. Not a lot of wasted motion there at all.
Anna Schwecke running without the basketball. Gets the pass from who else?
Molly Olson.
Molly Olson.
The vision is phenomenal.
25-21 Vikings, 8-25 and counting. Second quarter offensive foul on the Wildcats. That is called on Cassidy Malcolm.
Just rolled a little bit too quickly before the defender had cleared. And the second illegal screen called on Central this half.
Gracie Castaneda to inbound in front of her own bench. She gets it to Lexi Bland. .8:15 remaining second quarter. Bland top of the key. Left-hand dribble, left side of the lane. The fadeaway won't go. Battle for the basketball. It's out of bounds off Central Washington. It'll be Viking basketball. You got to look at the Viking bench. Pink all over Carver Gym tonight. Vikings against cancer. Bland, the long jumper, off rim. Castaneda the rebound, back to Bland. Bland says, I'm shooting again, and this time the 3 is good. 28-21.
The first
Vikings.
3 of the night, but Lexi is up to 9 points already.
She's putting her name in the hat for post-game interview.
Absolutely.
Central Washington down low. Richardson shot off the rim. Rebound, who else? Bland. Streaking across the court. The nice skip pass to Castaneda, but she can't handle it. Traveling the call.
Pass came up off the floor just a little low, and Gracie had to reach back to get it and couldn't quite get it off of the floor to finish.
Rogers in for Zaragoza for the Vikings. Molly Olson called for the blocking foul.
Molly just got just a little bit too aggressive on the pressure there. It's the staple of the Viking defense, a lot of ball pressure. Not necessarily a full court press with multiple people, but that ball pressure is always there.
Taylor Shaw inbounds for the Wildcats. Ball tipped. Richardson has it. Top to Pana. Left-hand dribble in the lane. Off window. Shot is short. Rebound to Schwecke. To Bland. 7:15 remaining. Looking for Castaneda, but it's knocked away. Good defense by the Wildcats. Taylor Shaw gets a hand on it. Out of bounds. Viking basketball. Carmen Dolfo directing orders to her Vikings. You may have heard that through our amazing microphones. Rogers, her pass knocked down by Richardson. traveling called. I don't know that I saw that, but nonetheless, I'm not in pinstripes.
That was iffy. She may have just, maybe that pivot foot landed early, that plant foot landed a little earlier than she thought. But
Wildcats take over, 7:04 remaining.
You've seen that move permitted, let's put it that way.
Vikings by 7. 7 minutes left, first half. Good Alexis Pana. Her skills, her handles. Richardson to Shaw.
They're tight to her now.
Left-hand dribble. She has nowhere to go. She finds Richardson for 3. It's short. Castaneda the rebound. Ahead to Bland. Vikings don't have numbers. Bland doesn't care. The jumper is good. She's got 11 on the night.
11 points, 5 of 9 from the field, 3 assists. A great start to the night for Lexi Bland.
The chant of defense as the Vikings are on defense, ahead by 9. Alexis Pana for Central Washington off the screen. Malcolm, the 3, off the iron. Battle for the basketball, Wildcats have it. Malcolm has it back. Pana open for 3. It rims off. Ball loose, out of bounds, and it is Wildcat basketball.
Give a little credit to Anna Schwecke there. Pana had an open 3 because Schwecke got caught on the switch and had fallen down in the middle of the paint. Got up and sprinted out to close out to put at least a little bit of pressure on that shot.
5:58 left, second quarter. Wildcats inbound. Shaw has it. Picks up her dribble. Finds Pana. Molly Olsen guarding her. Pana calls out the offensive set. Off the screen. Into the lane. Pana looking to find her teammate Brown. And a foul is called on Lexi Bland. That is her first, which is good to hear because she was in foul trouble on Thursday night.
Do not want to see her. The night she's having, you do not want to see her get into foul trouble.
Wildcats inbound. And now they're calling a second straight foul on Lexi Bland. That's not good.
It doesn't help. And quickly see Avery Dykstra check in. Typically, Carmen Dolfo will not play somebody with 2 fouls in the first half. It's an emergency. So unlikely to see her the last 5:41, or the night she's having. Perhaps that'll be different.
Taylor Shaw inbounds directly in front of us. Molly Olsen knocks it, but no foul called as the Wildcats have it, but then the ball is loose. Ahead to Dykstra. Shot partially blocked. Ball loose. Schwecke has it. To Olsen, to the rack, off window and in. It's 32-21 Vikings. How do you keep up?
A great recovery after a great block from behind by Pana.
Wildcats down 11. Into the lane, that's Malcolm. She throws it into the corner. It's out of bounds. Wildcat basketball tipped away by the Vikings.
Dykstra got her arm up even though she had her back to the play. That, like an eye in the back of her head there.
It's that 6th sense.
Yes, there you go.
7 to shoot. Into the lane for the Wildcats. The shot is missed. Vikings back the other way. Olsen with it. Right side of the lane. Foul on the floor. That foul will be called on Taylor Shaw of Central Washington. 4 minutes, 54 seconds remaining, second quarter. Western Washington 32, Central Washington 21. As you take a look at Molly Olsen laying it up and in on Vikings TV.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
Back here in Bellingham, Washington, and it is pink night, Vikings against cancer, and there is one of the best basketball players in Western Washington history, Taylor Peacock. Not only great on the floor, but she's a great human being. has battled cancer.
Yeah, she's still under treatment right now. It's something that struck last year, but recovering well. Happy to be here. And Taylor, just as we said earlier, her accomplishments as a player, one of the great offensive players that you're ever going to see at any level, the Division II level in particular, where she led the country in scoring at 23.9 points a game, and a great-hearted person. In fact, Taylor was a senior when my wife was actually the cancer honorary coach on that night, so neat connection there. So.
Wow. Well, hopefully your wife's doing well now. And I remember last year when Taylor was here in a similar capacity, she was under treatment and didn't have the hair she has now.
No. And, everything has gone really well. I talked to her for a couple minutes before the game, and she's doing okay, and you're thrilled by that. And that's why we do this. This research is critical. And we should know WECU got another post up at the other end, 10 points for her now.
34-21, and look at the block by Molly Olson. Not normally known for her shot blocking ability. That's normally Anna Schwecke for Western Washington. 4:26 left, second quarter. Central with the basketball. That's Malcolm. Outside to Pana. Pana throws up a prayer because the shot clock was expiring. Rims off.
From the volleyball attack line.
Back come the Vikings. Foul called on the Wildcats. That foul is on Cassidy Malcolm, the junior. Vikings to inbound. Castaneda finds Olsen. Olsen attacks the left hand in the lane. Off window, too strong. Ball loose. Wildcats have it. And head coach Randy Richardson Thornley wants to talk things over. She takes a timeout. And it is a full timeout. So 4 minutes, 2 seconds remaining. Second quarter. Vikings 34, Wildcats 21 here on Vikings TV.
This simple banana peel represents a bold idea, a way to create energy from household trash. It not only saves about 80% in carbon emissions, it helps reduce landfill waste. That's why BP is partnering with a California company, Fulcrum Bioenergy, to turn garbage into jet fuel, because we can't let any good ideas go to waste. At BP, we see possibilities everywhere to help the world keep advancing.
A look at Victory Viking and the Western Washington bands. Everybody who's anybody is in pink tonight. Somewhere Butch has pink, or we'll get him a T-shirt or a lanyard. Or hey, there's pink paper right there. Grab the pink paper.
Missed the memo, huh?
34-21 Vikings. 3:51 remaining. Alexis Pana in the lane. Dykstra, good defense for the Vikings. 12 to shoot for the Wildcats. They reset. Pana, the right-hand dribble in the lane, attacking the rack, offensive foul, taking the charge for Western Washington is none other than Gracie Castaneda.
Wow, that is brave. I think she caught a knee in the chest, an elbow in the chin, and landed hard on the floor enough that, on the tailbone that it's a little difficult to walk. But a great defensive play by Gracie Castaneda.
Yeah, you see her holding that right hip. Monique Fierke into the game for the first time for the Vikings. She is a three-point sharpshooter. Dykstra trying a three, and it is down and in. Avery now has 7 points on the night.
Her first tray in about 10 games, so that's huge.
Avery's done well recently in multiple games.
10 points the other night, 7 tonight already.
Her name's in the hat for post-game interview should the Vikings win. A three trying to answer for Western Washington or Central Washington, is Brown. Rims off. Back come the Vikings. Ahead to Zaragoza. She is hacked. No, traveling is called before the foul.
A little difficult to see down there, but maybe she took a little extra hop there, but did not see the travel from here at least. But we are a ways away, to be fair.
So you take a look at Molly Olson finding a wide open Avery Dykstra nailing the three. 37-21 Vikings. Wildcats with the basketball. 2 minutes, 40 seconds left, first half. Driving in the lane on Anna Schwecke is Samantha Brown. She is fouled and will head to the line for 2 shots. That is only the first foul on Anna Schwecke.
And that's helpful. You can see why Samantha Bowman is a scorer. 12.5 points a game, playing only about 24 minutes, and she's been coming off the bench since about the turn of the year. Hit some threes. She's shot 50% on a limited number of threes. A good post-up game in there. Put the ball on the floor and got to the rack. A multifaceted offensive player.
37-22 after the free throws. Back come the Vikings. Dykstra open for 3, didn't take it, and throws it away.
Our cameraman was open.
You can see head coach Carmen Dolfo.
Carmen wanted that ball swung, move the defense a little bit, then attack the lane. Not as much help that way. You get a little more open lane to get to.
I almost thought Avery should have shot that.
No, she could have pulled up. She had about an 8-footer. Yeah,
why not try it again?
Exactly.
Better than throwing it away, right? 2:20 left, second quarter. Here come the Wildcats. They trail by 15. This game's getting away from Central quickly. Pana, the jumper from the elbow, is good.
That is a tough shot. Dykstra was all over her.
That's why she was the GNAC Women's Basketball Preseason Player of the Year. Final 2 minutes of the first half. Vikings with the basketball and the lead. Dykstra, one dribble, cross court. Now they go down low to Jamaica. Back outside, Molly Olson. Schwecke, the jumper, rims off the back iron. Rebound to Central Washington. Pia Canone for 3, short. Rebound to Molly Olson. Ahead to Jamaica, streaking into the lane. The nice move and the left hand under the basket. 39-24 Vikings.
Switch of the hands by Katrina Jamaica there.
Pana with it for the Wildcats. Flores. Now to Pia Canone. Shaw. Back outside, 6 to shoot. Final minute, first half. Foul is called as the shot is missed by Kaylee Flores.
And that is critical for the Vikings because that is the second on Anna Schwecke. We'll see that transition layup here. Jamaica get ahead. And the nice little step through to finish.
Schwecke to the bench. Kelsey Rogers returns for the final 57.5 seconds. You get a look at Randy Richardson-Thornley talking to Alexis Pana.
Randy Richardson-Thornley from Arlington High School in Snohomish County and played briefly at University of San Francisco and the starting point guard for 3 years at the University of Wyoming. So.
Wyoming, Ellensburg, similar topography.
True, a little colder in Laramie, but a little higher.
Molly Olson almost didn't see that pass from Castaneda. Thankfully she did if you're a Vikings fan. Castaneda looking for Fierke. Jamaica with it, the baseline jumper, down and in. It's 41-24, Vikings final 37 seconds.
Who watched her in high school, that little half step back and pull the string on that jumper was a staple of her game.
Pana, the jumper off window is good. It's 41-26, Western Washington.
She's only got 6, but she's got 2 buckets in the last couple minutes that have been really impressive. Off the dribble, pull up, elevate, and hit it.
Vikings can hold for the final shot if they choose. Shot clock is off. 10 seconds left in half number 1. Kelsey Rogers, jumper off the mark, but we have an offensive foul on
Katrina Jamaica on the post up. There's a little bit of a battle in there. And She got whistled apparently for doing just a bit too much.
Final 7.5 here in quarter number 2 in Bellingham, Washington. Alexis Pana probably going to take the final shot. Working in the lane. Kelsey Rogers, the rejection, and collects the basketball. And that is how half number 1 comes to a close. The Battle of Washington, Central Washington, Western Washington. Vikings lead 41-26 here on Vikings TV.
The Teaching and Learning Academy is an organization that's housed in the library, and it's where people come to have conversations.
They deal with serious issues that have emotional impact in ways that are typically not found in a class.
We've talked about diversity and inclusivity on our campus and in our community.
It not only enriches my education, but also impacts the ways that I can continue my leadership roles.
Welcome to our busy world, where we all want more energy, but with less carbon footprint. That's why at BP, we're working to make energy that's cleaner and better. We're producing cleaner burning natural gas and solar and wind power. And wherever your day takes you, we have advanced fuels for a better commute. And we're developing ultra-fast charging technology for EVs. At BP, we see possibilities everywhere, so we can all keep advancing.
We've been graced with this exceptional puzzle that is the planet.
This summer, the Kilauea volcano started erupting.
What we were interested in was expanding our knowledge of the volcano into this domain that's hard to see.
It was the closest I think I'll ever be to seeing such a raw physical process happen in front of my eyes.
This is what we do at Western. We give undergraduates these hands-on research experiences.
This trip has opened my eyes to how incredible research can be. It changed my life.
Welcome to Fowler, Indiana, one of the windiest places in America, and home to 3 BP wind farms. In the off chance the wind ever stops blowing here, the lights can keep on shining thanks to our natural gas, a smart partner to renewable energy that's always ready when needed, or not. At BP, we see possibilities everywhere to help the world keep advancing.
My name is Morgan Paris-Lanza. I'm the executive director and one of the founding organizers of Bellingham Girls Rock Camp. Not only is it an opportunity for kids to learn music, write a song, express themselves, but they also gain these leadership skills that they might not get in other places. It's a program, it's a culture as well as an entire movement, and we really want everybody to feel like they're a part of it, because they are. We all rock.
During treatment, we also
welcome back to Western Washington University as they play Central Washington. We are not in Ellensburg. We're in Bellingham, Washington. Sean Wally alongside Butch Kamina. Vikings lead 41-26 at half.
Western shot 60% from the first half, 18 of 30. Held Central to 32%. That's the big difference. The Vikings also, the rebounds are about, Vikings had a big edge on the boards too. I'm sorry here, if I look at the screen, I can really give you all this. A 23-13 edge in rebounds. Cut down the turnovers that they had that night, and then 12 assists as well with Lexi Bland getting 3 of those and Molly Olson getting 4. Really just a solid first half for the Vikings all around. That's why they have that 15-point lead.
A big half by Anna Schwecke and Lexi Bland, both in double figures for the Vikings.
11 for Bland, 10 for Schwecke, and then 7 off for Avery Dykstra as well. For Central, Cassidy and Malcolm at 8, their first 8 points of the game, and then 6 each for Panna and Shaw. Panna had 3 buckets. She went coast to coast and hit 2 tough jumpers. So the Vikings have done a good job on her tonight.
If you did not know, if you weren't with us earlier, it is Pink Night here inside Carver Gym. Vikings against Cancer. That is why the band is all clad in pink.
It's a good look for this band, isn't it?
We need to tape one of these pink programs. There you go.
It is a great cause. Raise money for the Cancer Care Center here in Bellingham, which does amazing work for so many people. So
even the officials are in on it with pink whistles here tonight in Bellingham. Pink all over Carver Gym as we get set for quarter number 3. Vikings lead 41-26. Sean Wally alongside Butch Kamina and our entire Vikings TV crew. Third quarter begins now. Wildcat basketball. Malcolm. Shot is up and rattles around, falls in. 41-28 Vikings.
She's the early scorer for them, I guess. They went right to her once again, and tough shot along the left side.
Lexi Bland has those 2 fouls. Castaneda finds Avery Dykstra. Dykstra baseline. Schwecke, top of the key. Bland for 3. It's down. It is in. Lexi Bland, 14 on the night.
2 for 2 on 3s. She's just so aggressive tonight offensively.
Wildcats looking to answer. Nice job by Castaneda getting her hand on that ball. It's loose. Duff has it in the lane. Emma Duff lays it up and in. Ironically, her first bucket of the night.
Her first shot of the night after having 18 points to lead the team the other night. The foul trouble sent her to the bench very early tonight. So,
well, as you know, Butch, Emma typically is hot in the first half, quiet second half. Maybe she's reversing that here tonight. Lexi Bland streaking up the lane.
Wow.
16 on the night as Bland hits WECU Court.
They do this a lot, but the Vikings are really pushing the pace tonight. Looking for the long outlets, getting layups like that. We saw Jamaica get one at the end of the half, and Bland gets one there.
Alexis Pana for 3. Down and good. 48-31 Vikings. And you know, Western Washington probably a little salty from that loss Thursday night.
Absolutely, and a 2-game losing streak at that. So
Dykstra can't corral the rebound. It bounces to Pana. Wildcats back the other way. Inside 8 minutes left. Third quarter. A long 3 off the back of the iron. That is missed by Shaw. Lexi Bland leading with 16 on the night. Stops, pivots, finds Schwecke. Schwecke left-hand dribble off window, and it's that easy. 50-31 Vikings.
Firing on all cylinders right now. What a start to the second half for the Vikings.
7:30 and counting, third quarter. Bellingham, Washington in this GNAC battle. These teams only separated by 1 game in conference, but on the court right now, it's a big lead for the Vikings.
Absolutely. 9 points in 2.5 minutes here for Western. If we look at the other side of the standings, Northwest Nazarene was leading at halftime at Simon Fraser, so the Vikings could move into a tie for third tonight with the victory.
Gracie Castaneda checks out. Molly Olson back in the game for Western Washington. To the line for Central Washington is Cassidy Malcolm.
She hits the first. Nazarene up 45-36 at halftime at Simon Fraser. And another score from around the GNAC, the Western men tonight, winning 91-65, a final at Concordia. So splitting the road trip in Oregon.
Great to hear, because the men's basketball team needed to get back on track.
Absolutely. Yeah, they just really beat up right now with injuries and illness and all sorts of things. So that's a key win, and in spite of everything, still in good position heading down the stretch here.
50-33. Lexi Bland picks up her dribble. Emma Duff, shot off the right side of the iron. Rebound to Cassidy Malcolm. Back come the Wildcats. Inside 7 minutes left, third quarter. Alexis Pana working on Emma Duff. Left-hand dribble. Looks to pass. She does in the lane. Now outside. Open for three. Shot not even close. Out of bounds. The miss by Pia Canone.
That hit the baseline just about. It was so short. So she did hit one earlier, so it's not like it's out of what she can do, but that one rushed just a little bit by the closing Viking defender.
Would have been a pass if any of her her teammates were there.
Once again, the cameraman was open. That's twice tonight. So
Dave's over there. He could have caught that thing.
He tried.
See you, Dave.
He had the hand up.
Lexi Bland finally misses a shot. Rebound to the Wildcats. Malcolm has it. Ahead to Pia Canone. Pia Canone, the left-hand dribble. Dykstra on defense. Dykstra not letting her go anywhere. Alexis Pana now with it in the lane. Blows by everybody. Falls down. What is the call? It's out of bounds to the Wildcats, apparently. Wildcats to inbound. Skip past to Pana. 7 to shoot. Pia Canone looking down low. Emma Duff says, I don't think so. Steals it away. Lexi Bland thought about the three. Instead drives the lane off window. No, it goes over the rim. And now we have an offensive foul called.
Just out of bounds on the baseline.
Better than an offensive foul,
Yes.
I guess.
Off the hands of Vanna Schwecke.
All right. Nice looking out, Butch.
Once in a while.
Shaw, the right-hand runner, hits nothing but the baseline. Again, back to the Wildcats.
It looked like she just got caught between two decisions. Did she want to pull up and shoot? And she saw the pressure from Schwecke. Tried to lay it off and missed.
50-33 Vikings, 5:32 and counting. Almost halfway through quarter number 3. Schwecke way outside. Not normally where she is. Lexi Bland's top of the key. Off the screen from Schwecke. The three, up and in. Lexi Bland, 19 on the night. She's punching her ticket to the postgame show.
It's a battle because a lot of people having good nights, but Lexi's had the best one.
Absolutely. And against her hometown school.
Yep.
Why not? Out top, trying to answer for three. That's Bowman. Off iron and out of bounds. That will be Viking basketball. They lead by 20, 53-33 with 4:54 remaining third quarter. We'll be back after this on Vikings TV.
Same weekend.
A look at the Western Washington huddle as they finish getting instruction from head coach Carmen Dolfo. Yep, the band does a lot. A long evening, but it is pink night. The bow tie, the suspenders looking good. There he is, waving. He's on Vikings TV.
Oh, those suspenders are quality. If I'd done that with the get-up I had tonight, that would have worked really well, I think. So.
I thought you helped pick out his attire tonight.
Could go ask to borrow those if you'd like.
Hey, that would be awesome.
I'd fit in a little better then, wouldn't I?
Next time out, you better run up there. 20-point lead for the Vikings. All smiles here in Bellingham so far tonight. Molly Olsen with the basketball. At the right elbow. Down low to Schwecke. The spin with the left hand doesn't go, but who else gets the rebound? Dykstra. The short guard outside to Bland. Bland in the lane. Kicks it outside. That's Olsen. The long two is good for Molly Olsen. 55-33 Vikings.
It is just all working tonight. 22-point lead.
To the delight of head coach Carmen Dolfo and the entire Viking faithful here tonight. Alexis Pana in the lane is fouled. She'll go to the line. Foul on Avery Dykstra, just her first.
Dykstra, she hasn't been a big scorer in her 2 years here, but from day one, she has been an elite level defender. She can match up with just about anybody. 5'10", long arms, athletic, and she can give people trouble. Alexis Pana, her 10th point now, but she's had to work for everything.
Dykstra from the semi-famous Dykstra family out of Linden Christian in Everson, Washington.
You can drop the semi. They're famous.
55-35 after the free throws. 4:05 to play, third quarter, and a fast-moving third quarter. Bland finds Duff for three. A high bounce off the back rim. Back comes Pana and the Wildcats. Pana in the lane, taking everyone on her back to the rack. She is, wow. Jump ball called?
So they maybe could have called a bump, but they maybe could have called a travel, but I think he said that Emma Duff got her hand on the ball as Pana was running with it and called the jump. There's some logic to that call. I don't completely dispute it.
Interesting. Nonetheless, Viking basketball. Lexi Bland has it.
Oh,
finds Emma Duff. What court vision, the laser beam pass.
It's just all working for Lexi Bland tonight, and Duff with a great little find to find a little gap in the defense and get that layup.
57-35 Western Washington. Wildcats looking to answer. A foul on the floor. Another foul on Avery Dykstra. That's two on Avery.
He said she is tight on Alexis Pana and got one off the ball there.
.321 left third quarter. Sean Wally alongside Butch Kamina. Butch filling in dutifully for Ben Bagley tonight. Appreciate your efforts, Butch.
With pleasure.
Pana driving to the rack, bumped, fouled, counted. 57-37 as Alexis Pana heads to the line for one shot.
Called the foul on Emma Duff, which will be her third. You can see why Alexis Pana, the preseason conference player of the year. She is a difficult player to stop. The buckets that she has scored tonight, of the 4 of the 5, have been of spectacular variety in one way or another.
Free throw good by Pana. It's 57-38 Vikings. Here in Bellingham, Washington, we have 3 minutes remaining third quarter. Lexi Bland leading all scores with 19. Finds Emma Duff in the lane. The assist to Bland. It's 59-38.
Back to back in that combination again. Duff making the cut to the basket and Bland finding her.
Driving the left side of the lane is Brianna Piacanone. It's 59-40. Lexi Bland wants to answer and almost got the shot to go. She is fouled. Lexi heads to the line, and she is 1 point away from tying her career high.
Lexi's career high is 20. Initially sent, as we see the feed to Emma Duff here and on the layup. And 7 assists tonight for Bland, but if she hits this free throw, 20 points, tying a career high that she did twice on back-to-back games on a back-to-back weekend. Did it at Central Washington and then did it at Northwest Nazarene in February of last year. And there it is.
But this free throw, even more special if she hits it.
That's right. The 7 assists is only one short of her career high as well. So this is a career night. That's
Lexi Bland.
only one rebound, though, so we're not talking about triple-double territory here. It's you can.
Lexi Bland now has a career high in points, 21, the most she's ever scored in her college career, and it's against her hometown college team. 2:24 remaining third quarter. Central Washington needs a lot of points in a hurry, but Avery Dykstra says, no, I don't think so. Steals it away, coast to coast, lays it up and in. 9 points for Avery tonight.
You're not expecting, you've lost to a team 4 straight times, to put by 23 with 2 minutes left in the third. This has been an impressive performance by the Vikings.
2 minutes remaining third quarter in Bellingham, Washington. Pana for 3. It's off the back of the iron. Rebound to Avery Dykstra. Back come the Vikings. Lexi Bland in foul trouble Thursday night. She fouled out, to be exact. Just 2 fouls here tonight. Gracie Castaneda. Anna Schwecke. Just once, I want to see Anna shoot a 3. Emma Duff from the free throw line, 65-40. It's all Vikings.
Emma Duff making up for lost time. 6 points all in this quarter.
Talked about that. Normally a fast starter, this time a second halfer. A wild off-balance shot by Flores, out of bounds to the Vikings. They're calling the Vikings apparently tipped it, so it's Wildcat basketball as Dykstra and Schwecke check out. Rogers and Fierke back in for Western Washington. Central Washington jumper is down and in by Kaylee Flores. It's 65-42 Vikings as we have 1 minute left, third quarter.
Her first points of the night, she averages over 12. So that's
Emma Duff in front of her own bench out of Tumwater, Washington. Swing it to who else? The senior leader with 21, a career high night. Bland finds Rogers, shot rejected by Richardson, but Rogers gets it back. Good roll on the rim. It's 67-42 Vikings.
Let's see what the timeout for Central Washington.
34 seconds remaining in the third quarter. But Randy Richardson Thornley of Central Washington wants to talk things over as you see the dish from Bland. The rejection by Richardson, but Kelsey Rogers stays with it, lays it up and in.
That's maybe been the small little thing that we haven't talked about much tonight. The Vikings shooting 60% from the field, but also a 31-19 edge on the boards, and getting second chance points, hitting shots from the floor. Western this quarter shooting 61% from the field, 11 of 18, 11 field goals, more than they had in either of the first 2 quarters. So just a great all-around performance for the Vikings. Yeah, for Central, a rough night after a really good performance at Simon Fraser, where they busted the game open late in the first and early in the second quarter. Had a big 25-6 run that Bowman had keyed and led the rest of the way quite comfortably, but not finding those shots that they had up at Simon Fraser tonight.
Season winding down here in the GNAC. Just one more home game for the Central Washington women. Be February 21st. They play Simon Fraser, which will be huge for seeding, I'm sure, for the GNAC tournament.
I mean, if the results hold as they are right now, those 2 teams tied for third right now in the conference. So the live table, as they say in England. So
after tonight, the Vikings make their inaugural trip to Alaska Thursday and Saturday.
Yeah, I think it was minus 16 in Fairbanks as the Wildcats get a bucket here.
No thanks.
No.
Final 10 seconds of quarter number 3. Shot clock off. 67-44 Vikings. Molly Olson nowhere to go. Rogers, shot blocked by Pana. It's out of bounds. And what is the call? They're going to
reset the clock, I think. Put it looks like maybe 2.3. If I saw the signal correctly. 2.3 from the baseline, plenty of time. You can maybe even get one pass. You could certainly get a dribble off of the catch if you need it. So Vikings floor flat across the baseline here.
Castaneda inbounds to Molly Olsen. Ball loose. She's got to throw it up and does.
Oh my.
At the buzzer. Off window and rim. After 3 quarters of play, Vikings 67, Wildcats 44. 10 minutes of action left. Come on back after this on Vikings TV.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
As you look at Avery Dykstra coming into your kitchen, laying it up and in after the steal, coast to coast. Dyke just had a good night for Western Washington, as have many on their roster tonight.
I saw Avery Dykstra ahead of the pack, 14 fast break points. And there's some fan hit a shot from to win a prize, and it wasn't a particularly long one. 14 fast break points. The Vikings shooting 59% from the field. And all of this led by Lexi Bland, 21 points and 7 assists. Just an outstanding night.
Bland, 3 of 3 from beyond the three-point arc.
Right, and the Vikings
impressive.
Overall leading at 57% from three-point range for Western. Boy, and they're doing it at the other end, too. Central, as we said, one of the top teams in field goal percentage in the conference, shooting just 35.6% from the field, and only 5 of 22 on three-point. This has been a comprehensive edge to the Vikings tonight against a very good Wildcat team. You said the preseason favorites to win the GNAC.
Vikings are having something to say about that here tonight. Pana, cross court for the Wildcats. Driving the lane, foul called. Wildcats will go to the line. That foul is on Lexi Bland. That'll be her 3rd. And that is Taylor Shaw heading to the line.
So not the problems that they had the other night when she was in earlier foul trouble and kind of had to battle that the whole evening. Tonight, 3rd early in the 4th quarter is not a big issue, especially when you're up 22. You don't have to chase the game like they did the other evening.
9:48 remaining here in Bellingham, Washington. Shaw misses the second, 67-45, Vikings in control. Player of the night, Lexi Bland, 21 points, a career high. Hands off to Emma Duff. Jamaica to Schwecke, the jumper from 16, too strong. Battle for the basketball, Schwecke has it. Back to Bland. Bland, the right-hand dribble. Looking for Schwecke, somehow got that basketball, laid it up.
It could have been an and one. It looked like she got hit on the catch a little bit too.
So much traffic there, that was impressive.
That ties the career high in assists for Lexi with 8.
3 on the way for the Wildcats, off back iron. Richardson the rebounds. Foul is called. And Richardson will head to the line. Janae Richardson is a senior out of Denver, Colorado. She is the niece of former NBA player Chauncey Billups. Good basketball bloodlines.
Chauncey Billups could play, couldn't he? Doing some good television work now, too. Maybe you should look at him, getting him to be your color commentator.
He might be in the stands for all we know.
It's possible.
We should start that rumor. Send a tweet out. Chauncey Billups sighting. Richardson misses the second. Bodies on the floor. It'll be Wildcat basketball. Nice to see multiple players from multiple teams head over to help everybody get off of WECU Court.
Central going to have to inbound the ball deep in the corner here, which is never easy to do.
Richardson to inbounds, as you said, in the corner. Right by her own bench. foul on Katrina Jamaica of Western Washington. Richardson trying to inbound. Dykstra says, I don't think so, but she does get it into Pana. Alexis Pana. 15 to shoot. Wildcats go baseline, and Jamaica's called for another foul. Cassidy Malcolm will head to the line.
Cassidy Malcolm's had a good night. 12 points, 9 rebounds. And in a lot of respects, probably been the most productive Wildcat player tonight.
As you see Katrina Jamaica take a seat. Kelsey Rogers back in the game for Western Washington. Malcolm's free throw rattles home. It's 69-47 Vikings.
That's a soft touch, and it's a soft rim. These are very forgiving rims. Don't mind that.
If you don't hit the rim, then you don't have to worry about it.
That's right.
Like that one.
That one.
Or my half-court shot. Were you here for that one?
Oh, did I miss that?
Oh. It's one of those fun halftime shots.
Oh.
Yeah. Kelsey Rogers down low for the Vikings. It is 71-48 Western Washington. 8-44 and counting. Pana to Richardson. Richardson driving the right side of the lane. Floater doesn't go. Rebounds to the Wildcats. Richardson for three. It's good. 71-51, a 20-point Viking lead. Foul called on the Wildcats.
Yeah, Pana came out to pressure, and as Bland started to turn the corner, she just couldn't get in front enough to avoid the foul.
Good look there at head coach Carmen Dolfo of Western Washington. Almost 3 decades at the school.
Yes. I saw Carmen play basketball here.
Man, you've been here longer than Carmen.
No. The same time, I think, actually.
Okay.
I saw her as a student, let me be clear. I was a student when I watched her play. So.
Well, you've got a nameplate in the athletic hallway next to your door, so that's impressive. Vikings foul the Wildcats. Heading back to the line, Cassidy Malcolm. That foul on Lexi Bland, and that is 4 on the senior, who has a career high in points tonight.
So 4 is a little more of a concern. Still with 7 minutes to go up 20, not a huge thing, but and we'll add just to our, Carmen was a great player. I saw her score 35 points one night against Lewis Clark State, so an NAIA All-American.
Impressive as a player and a coach, Carmen Dolfo. She'll be joining me at the conclusion of this game to talk about this win and what's left for the Vikings in this season.
4 games left in the regular season.
Molly Olson down low to Zaragoza back in the basketball game. Bland still out there with 4 fouls. Finds Schwecke, and traveling is called.
The catch wasn't completely clean, and so in trying to grab it back, she shuffled the feet just a little bit.
7:27 left in Bellingham, Washington. Sean Wally alongside Butch Kamina. All Vikings, 71-53 in this GNAC battle. Alexis Pana. And the Vikings steal the basketball. Who else? Lexi Bland ahead to Dykstra, streaking into the lane. The shot is blocked, but a foul is called. Nice effort by Simone Brown, but she is called for the foul.
Full credit to the freshman from Kamiakin who made an effort to get that and did get up, but got a little bit of the body, I think, went through Avery. Avery Dykstra will go to the line. And another long lead pass from the Vikings to set up a look there.
Dykstra misses the first free throw. She has 9 points this evening out of Everson, Washington, not too far away, in Linden Christian High School. Dykstra nails the second. 7:09 remaining.
Boy, a back-to-back double-figure weekend for Avery Dykstra. So she's had moments where she's struggled to score. She's really picked it up in these two games. 10 points, I think 12 points maybe even the other night. But double figures both nights.
Pana in the lane, kicks it outside. Richardson for three. Off the rim, rebound to Carly Zaragoza, the freshman. Man handles that basketball. Should I say woman handles that basketball?
I'm leaving you on your own on that one. Oh.
Way to toe the line, Butch. Person handles.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Wildcats want to talk things over. Head coach Randy Richardson Thornley takes a timeout. It is a full timeout. 6:44 remaining in this game. Wildcats down to the Vikings. It's 72-53 in Bellingham.
Opportunity to me means doing the things that will make you a better future. I always dreamed of graduating from college. So being the first one in my family to graduate, it meant everything my parents sacrificed was paying off. Having an athletic scholarship for the University of Mount Olive was key for my success. I had the opportunity to not only get an education, but be able to develop as an individual.
Back here in Bellingham, Washington, as you take a look at a good cheering section for one Avery Dykstra.
Avery Dykstra, the parents, Jeff and Shannon on the far right of the screen there, and then Glenn and Alice, the grandparents, some of the nieces and nephews. Kelly Dykstra, Kelly Collard, when she played at Western here, her aunt, outstanding player. And then a long history of great basketball Dykstras. Her uncle Grant also played here, was an All-American.
Great move by Pana without the basketball, but she can't finish the layup. She gets her own rebound, fires a three. It is good, 72-56 Vikings.
And we'll finish the thought really quickly. Avery's sister Riley is signing an LI and will be here next year as well.
Good problem to have if you're head coach Carmen Dolfo with those bloodlines.
Absolutely.
Ball out of bounds. Be Wildcat basketball after this 30-second timeout taken by head coach Carmen Dolfo of Western Washington.
Western's just a little bit of a lull here. You feel comfortable with 16 points, but it's still in a range where if Central hits, Pana just hit that three, you come down, you get a couple buckets. All of a sudden, it's a 10 or 12-point game with 5 minutes left, and the Wildcats are going to feel like they're right there and can make a late run. So, sort of a dangerous spot here.
Couple Central fans here in Bellingham. .6:15 remaining in this one, in this GNAC battle. As the Wildcats inbounds after the timeout. Molly Olson on defense for Western. Pana, top of the key. Pana going baseline, throws it all the way outside. They find an open three-pointer in the corner. It is missed by Shaw. Vikings streaking ahead. Avery Dykstra, the fourth quarter Dykstra, 74-56 Vikings.
Another leak out, a long lead for Lay, and it's been a staple tonight for the Vikings.
Wildcats in the lane. Nice block by Molly Olson. Shot missed by Pia Canone.
Just to go back to that last possession, you've got Shaw in the corner, the leading three-point shooter in the conference. That thing goes down. It's a 13-point game. Instead, you get transitioned the other way, and you're up 18. And here it is, that long lead, and Avery getting ahead of the pack for the lay-in.
Pana working on Dykstra. Off the screen in the lane. The floater is good, 74-58, and she's showing why she was the preseason GNAC player of the
an Arsenal, doesn't he? Up to 19 points now. 13 of those in this half.
Dykstra to Olsen. Olsen up top. Over the top, I should say. Wow, Schwecke thrown to WECU Court. Whistles blow, jump ball called. It'll be Viking basketball by possession arrow.
Another good look by Molly Olsen there. They didn't get the finish, but I think it's just a discussion between, we see it on the replay here, Schwecke battling with Kaylee Flores and leading to the held ball and the alternating possession, which will give the Vikings the ball on the baseline.
Nice to see the official gather the players and talk to them about calming down. And there's Bland fresh in the game. 3 does not go, but we have a foul on the Wildcats. That is on Alexis Pana. That'll be 3 on Pana. Bland to inbound, but she cannot because a foul is called on Samantha Bowman of the Wildcats.
She bumped Zaragoza there on the cut, so Vikings will trigger again.
Schwecke takes the inbound. They get it to Lexi Bland. Player of the night, career high 21 points. Nearing or tying a career high in assists, is that correct?
Tied with 8.
That shot should have fallen, but it bounces out. Lexi claps at midcourt.
We'll give her the consolation prize. She's up to 9 assists now, which is a career high.
Career high in points and assists.
It's only 1 rebound. You're going to have to question her in the postgame show on that. Standard slipping a little. Great night for Lexi.
Maybe I'll just mention that to Coach. You know, Coach, she only had 1 rebound. 4:25 left in Bellingham, Washington. Jumper from the baseline is down and in. 5 points now for Samantha Bowman, 74-60
She's
Vikings.
been quiet tonight after a huge night at Simon Fraser on Thursday.
Duff, a high arcing 3 off the rim. Rebound to Central Washington.
Again, 14 points with 4 minutes left. This is not over if the Wildcats can mount a charge here.
Offensive foul called on the Wildcats. An illegal screen set by Kaylee Flores.
That one was a closer run thing than the other two. You could really see the movement. That one, I think it may have just been more like sticking out a hip or something or a forearm because she didn't move that much, but she did kind of lean a little bit into it.
Emma Duff set to inbound for Western Washington. For Central Washington, Cassidy Malcolm returns, and Flores heads to the bench.
An update up at Simon Fraser here. It's 74-68 with Northwest Nazarene leading with 4 minutes left.
Kelsey Rogers, the jumper, off iron, rebound to the Wildcats. Shaw. Swing it to Pana. 3:30 left in Bellingham, a 14-point Viking lead. Pana the left-hand dribble in the lane. The nice stutter step. She cannot finish, though. Battle for the basketball. It's out of bounds. Last touch by the Vikings.
Good move and had it up soft and it just rolled off the far side of the rim there. But the Wildcats get enough an opportunity on the inbound here.
Pana off the inbound. And the screen. She attacks the lane. Kicks it outside. Driving the lane. The floater off back iron is missed by Pia Canone. Rebound to Schwecke. Lexi Bland does have 4 fouls. Needs to be careful. The final 3 minutes. Rogers at the left elbow outside to Lexi Bland. Career high in points and assists. Loses the basketball momentarily. Or that was a pass to you and I. Bland misses the layup. Rogers the rebound. Bland has it now. Into the lane looking for Schwecke. And Schwecke wasn't ready.
I think
Bland
this is going to be off of a Wildcat.
Bland adamant it went off Central. And the officials confer and they agree. It'll be Viking basketball.
It's a great ball fake by Lexi to pump fake and get into the lane and then tried to dish it off to Anna and Wildcat read it, knocked it out of bounds.
Bland to inbound. Finds Dykstra. Dykes with the left-hand dribble. Back to the senior leader. 7 to shoot for the Vikings. Bland attacks the lane. The fadeaway, she's bumped, fouled, and she'll go to the line, looking to add to her career high in points.
That's kind of like when you're an NBA All-Star, you go into the lane, you bump somebody a little bit and go up, you're going to get that call. And Lexi Bland's had the kind of night where she got that call.
RESPECT.
Mm-hmm. We find out it means free throws, right? But she missed the first.
No points yet, though.
No.
Hopefully one more. Bland out of Ellensburg, Washington. Lets the free throw fly, and she now has a new career high of 22 points. 15-point Viking lead. 2:20 and counting here in Bellingham. Alexis Pana to Shaw. Right back to Pana. Thought about the three. Got Schwecke to up fake. Drives the lane. And a late foul called on the Vikings.
Yeah, the late foul, but probably the right call. She did get bumped as she went up. I think it was Kelsey Rogers, yep. Well, they ran a play, they ran a stack, and Shaw came off, and they would have loved to have gotten her a three, but they closed that down and went back to Pana, and a pump fake got her into the lane. Really good move by Alexis Pana, who, despite some struggles tonight, is up to 20 points. It's hard to keep a good player from finding a way to get their points.
75-62 after the free throws. Molly Olson returns for the Vikings. Rogers will check out. We do have a timeout on the floor. Just a 30-second timeout with 2:11 left. To take a look at the Western Washington bench, Carmen Dolfo, head coach, in the center.
You just want to finish this thing out. If you're the Vikings now, you've been up most of the game. You've been up as much as 20, 22 points. Central has chipped into that a little bit here, but you take care of the ball, you get good shots, you should be able to see this out. And it's a nice revenge after the Wildcats had a very impressive victory against the Vikings in Ellensburg earlier in the season.
.211 left in Bellingham, Washington. Sean Wally alongside Butch Kamina and our entire Vikings TV crew. 75-62 Vikings lead, and they have the basketball. Lexi Bland in the backcourt to Molly Olson. Olson double teamed, trapped, and a foul is called on Central Washington. Or no, they're giving a timeout to Western Washington. Carmen Dolfo not necessarily agreeing. Said they called a foul, but the closest official said, no, you called timeout.
And you wouldn't be surprised, I didn't see Carmen, you wouldn't be surprised in that situation, the coach trying to call a timeout when you're up late and you're seeing a trap like that. But Carmen thought the foul had come first. An interesting little set by Central's, kind of baited him in, didn't put real hard pressure on the full court, but as soon as the ball got to the wing, that very hard trap on Molly Olson.
Look at the Western Washington band, all decked out in pink, as it is Pink Night, Vikings against cancer.
I'm sorry, I didn't go get those suspenders.
You got 2 minutes.
We may have to.
Or less than now. Lexi Bland. Emma Duff wide open, but using clock.
Probably a wise decision at this point.
Bland, one of 3 Vikings in double figures, has 22, finds Schwecke, and we have a foul on the Wildcats. Wildcats were looking for a charge. They will not get it as Taylor Shaw was inside the circle.
Good roll by Schwecke off the pick and roll, and Shaw made probably the right decision, try to take a charge there. Just didn't get high enough up off of the baseline to get the call as Schwecke knocks down the first. Anna now up to 15 points. Also has a game-high 12 rebounds. And the second one falls as well. And 77-62, the Vikings inside 2 minutes.
Shaw, top of the key for Central Washington. Spins in the lane. What a move. It is good for Taylor Shaw. 77-64. I stand corrected. Cassidy Malcolm with the great move.
There you go. Good night for her. 18 points.
Dykstra Nowhere to go. Ball loose and a foul called.
Looks like they're going to get Richardson for the reach there.
Gracie Castaneda was going to return, but she was going to go in for Avery Dykstra, who is shooting the free throws. So Dykstra said, go back, go back.
And it has gotten tight up in Burnaby Mountain. Northwest Nazarene 76, Simon Fraser 73 with 1:40 to play. So.
A barn burner north of the border.
Indeed.
Dykstra misses both free throws. That's not normal. Malcolm the rebound ahead to Pana. Cross half court is Alexis Pana. The jumper from the right side is good. 77-66, an 11-point Viking lead. Inside 1 minute here in Bellingham.
That's about the third one of those tough pull-ups she has hit.
Not sure what Olsen was looking at. She throws it away. Shaw the steal to Pana. Pana should think about a three. Finds Shaw for the triple. She falls down, wants a foul, doesn't get it. We have a 30-second timeout taken by Western Washington with 39.7 seconds left.
Well, if Taylor Shaw hits that, and as we said, a 45% three-point shooter coming in, it's down to 8, and it starts to get blurry. All of a sudden, you get another turnover and a quick bucket, and they're right there. It may have been kind of what happened up in Burnaby. It's down to 1 now, as Simon Fraser has scored again. So.
There is Danny Iwami. You see the brace on her left leg. She tore her ACL earlier this season, unfortunately, and she will miss, obviously, the rest of this season.
But Lexi Bland has really stepped up in her absence. 22 points tonight, 9 assists, 1 rebound, a couple of steals as well. She's played 30 minutes. Just an outstanding night, and can't say more. 22, 1, and 9 is brilliant. So.
Emma Duff to inbound directly in front of us here, courtside at WECU Court, inside Carver Gym. Final 35 seconds. Gracie Castaneda with it. Top to Lexi Bland. Vikings willing to let the clock run. Wildcats don't seem to be pressuring too terribly. Molly Olsen, baseline, under the basket, and she hits the bottom of the basket. Final 13 seconds here in Bellingham, Washington. Alexis Pana thinking about a three. Tries it, lets it fly, it's good. 77-69, too little, too late for the Vikings.
20 points in this half for Alexa Pana. She made a run, but wasn't enough.
Final seconds tick away. Western Washington victorious, 77-69 over Central Washington. Getting back on the winning side after the loss Thursday night.
With a comprehensive performance, shot 53% from the field, an edge in rebounds, good work at the defensive end against an excellent offensive team. Vikings were full value for this victory tonight. Still waiting a final in a game that's gotten very tight, but if Northwest Nazarene can hang on and they are up 1 in the final minute, Western would move into a tie for third with Simon Fraser going into the last 4 games of the regular season.
Always a big time battle here in the GNAC. The ebbs and flows of a season. Vikings had won 9 straight at home. Lost on Thursday night, but back in the win column right now here tonight.
Just an outstanding performance. 22 points and 9 assists for Lexi Bland, who was just a catalyst from the very beginning tonight. He just was aggressive and took charge from the opening minutes. Down there in the corner with former high school teammate Cassidy Malcolm. And they both just came out firing tonight. Maybe the last opportunity to play against one another.
The Vikings meet at center court.
Kind of run down some numbers here for Western. 22 points for Lexi Bland, as it looks like they've got some sort of a celebration. This is the next to last home game of the regular season. Honoring Taylor Peacock as well. Yeah. So 22 for Bland, 16 points and 12 rebounds for Anna Schwecke. 12 points, an excellent performance for Avery Dykstra. Emma Duff had 8 all in the second half. It was 6 points for Molly Olson, 6 points also for Kelsey Rogers, 4 for Katrina Kameka, and 3 for Carly Zaragoza. For Central Washington, 26 points, 20 of them in the second half for Alexis Pana, 18 for Cassidy Malcolm, just 5 for Samantha Bowman after 27 the other night. Brianna Pakamanon had 5. It was 9 for Taylor Shaw. And we'll
Head coach Carmen Dolfo getting set to join me here courtside. Post-game after the 77-69 win for the Western Washington Vikings. Coach, back in the win column here at Carver Gym.
Yeah, feels good.
A big game from your senior leader. Career highs in points and assists, 22 points, 9 assists for Lexi Bland.
She was unbelievable tonight. I think Taylor being here just motivated her. She's always looked up to Taylor and respected her, and she just played such a great game. And a thing is that she was scoring, but she was also making everything happen on the floor, and she plays amazing defense, so we're super proud of her.
What did you tell your ladies after the loss Thursday night to get them back in the win column tonight?
You know, I feel like they stepped up and they met and they decided that they needed to stay more positive and not get down on themselves so much. And I think tonight they just stayed positive and they stayed together, and it was them, not me.
Coach, what does it mean to have Taylor Peacock back here for your program?
You know, Tay is just an amazing example of hard work and effort, and, you know, to see what she's going through right now and knowing how she's fighting it is just so inspiring for our team. And I think that, you know, her being here tonight, I think the players kind of realize they get to, and, you know, that this is such a good opportunity for them. And, you know, sometimes you feel down and you're tired and all those types of things. And I think it just, looking at Taylor and how she's fighting, I think was just, you know, an inspiration to us.
A great night tonight, a big win for your Vikings, 77-69 over Central Washington. Dress warmly, you're off to Alaska.
We are off to the cold.
We'll see you on the 25th for your final home game of the season.
Awesome.
Head coach Carmen Dolfo, after the 77-69 victory, as we get set to be joined by none other than, let's call it the player of the game, Lexi Bland from Ellensburg, Washington. Lexi, 22 points, 1 rebound, and 9 assists as Lexi joins me here courtside. Lexi, congratulations on an amazing game, career highs in points and assists.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun playing my hometown, and just, I don't know, there's just a lot of good energy going in tonight. Having Taylor here, she's one of my best friends, one of my biggest role models, and yeah, just having her really sparked a lot of energy in me.
What does having Taylor here mean to you?
It means a lot. Like, just when I got to play with her freshman year, like, she was my go-to. She put so much confidence in me freshman year that I never knew I even had. So having her tonight brought that back out.
Is there a little bit extra motivation for you playing your hometown college?
I mean, more energy for sure. Like, it's fun, feels good. And I think, too, especially after when we played them back home, we had some business to take care of, so, yeah.
You're off to Alaska for the cold two-step. What do you guys have to do to come back victorious?
We just got to play composed. They like to play a really fast running game, and they like to press you the entire game, so as long as we can control the tempo and control the flow, I think we'll be fine.
Lexi Bland, career highs in points and assists tonight. Congratulations on the big win.
Thank you.
Vikings win it 77-69, and they improve to 11-5 in conference, 17-6 overall. For everyone here at Vikings TV, for Butch Kamina, I'm Sean Wally. Good night from Bellingham.